Welcome to today's session. Our session today is about cloud computing architecture. As we know, cloud computing technology is used by both small and large organizations to store the information in cloud and access it from anywhere at any time using the internet connection. You also need to know that cloud computing architecture is a combination of service-oriented architecture and event-driven architecture. Cloud computing architecture is divided into the following two parts, that is front end and back end. Front end is basically used by the client. It contains client-side interfaces and applications that are required to access the cloud computing platforms. The front end includes web servers. You may have been using the front end servers without knowing. They include applications like Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and many others. Thin and fat clients, tablets, and mobile devices. You also need to know about back end. And with back end, it is normally used by the service provider. That is where the difference comes. For front end, we have client as the user, while for back end, it is basically used by the service provider, which may be you in some cases. It manages all the resources that are required to provide cloud computing services. It includes a huge amount of data, storage, security mechanism, virtual machines, deploying models, servers, and control mechanisms, and many others. Cloud computing architecture also have components, which are basically three in number. That is client infrastructure, application, service. And to single out and maybe to let you know what these are, we may start from application as a component of cloud computing architecture. And with application, we find that it may be any software or platform that a client wants to access. That is simply what application is as a component of cloud computing architecture. We also have service, and service manages that which type of service you access according to the client's requirement. It manages that which type of service you access to the client's requirement. And the last one, which is client infrastructure. Client infrastructure is a front end, as we said before. It is a front end component which provides GUI, which is an abbreviation for graphical user interface, to interact with the cloud. So those are the major components of the computer clouding architecture. Having known the components of computing cloud architecture, there are also services that are offered by computing cloud architecture. The first one is platform as a service. What do I mean by that? It simply means, or rather, it is also known as cloud platform service. It is quite similar to SaaS, but the difference is that PaaS provides a platform for software creation, but using SaaS, We can access software over the internet without the need of any platform, and it is very possible. The second one is infrastructure as a service, which is abbreviated as IaaS. It is also known as cloud infrastructure. The second one is infrastructure as a service, which is abbreviated as IaaS. It is also known as cloud infrastructure services. It is responsible for managing applications data, middleware, and runtime environments. To give an example of the same, we have Amazon Web Service. We also have Google Computer Engine and Cisco Metapod. Those are some of the examples of infrastructure services. Another one is Runtime Cloud. Runtime Cloud provides the execution and runtime environment to the virtual machines. That is the main role for that. And also storage, we can talk about storage, and we find that storage is one of the most important components of cloud computing. Why? It provides a huge amount of storage capacity in the cloud to store and manage data. The sixth point is infrastructure, and we find that it provides services on the host level, application level, and also network level. Cloud infrastructure includes hardware and software components such as servers, storage, network devices, visualization software, and other storage resources that are needed to support the cloud computing model. Seventh is management. Management is used to manage computer components. Management is used to manage components such as application, service runtime, cloud, storage, infrastructure, and other security issues in the back end, and establish coordination between them. The seventh point is under security, and security is an inbuilt back-end component of cloud computing. It implements a security mechanism in the back end. And lastly, we have the internet. I know most of us have an idea of what internet is, and for this case, we say that the internet is a medium through which front end and back end can interact and communicate with each other. In summary, you need to know that in cloud computing system, there is a significant workload shift. Local computers have no longer to do all the heavy lifting when it comes to run applications. But cloud computing can handle that much heavy load easily and automatically. Hardware and software demands on the user's side decrease. The only thing the user's computer requires to be able to run is the cloud computing interface software of the system, which can be as simple as a web browser, and the cloud's network takes care of the rest. Thank you for your time for the session. Thank you for your time for the session.